Welcome back, everybody. This is Larry. I built this fun deck for a friend of mine, Mike. He test played it. I did see a little bit of flaws with it, so I'm going to be going through a revised update. This deck is pretty good, even though it's not that great. It's a little fun deck. Basically, it's from Red Sun. This is the Uta. Basically, her ability is to basically rest one Dawn, then give up to one of your normal monsters that basically no base effects, to have them gain 2,000 power during this turn. So instead of assigning Dawn to a character, she's just gonna give it a boost by tapping one, but only for vanillas. So it gave me a great idea to try and manipulate the power fluctuation without having to use your Dawn. So it allows you to be able to play more cards and basically give you more options. Also, this right here is the Dawn that comes out of OP01. You open up a pack, you're basically gonna see this card in the back end. I thought it was funny when I saw it. I was like, if the Dawn's coming out, we had a leader for a movie, I was like, we basically gotta do it. So that's the reason why I did it. My buddy Mike saw it, clipped the picture of this months ago just because he likes drawing, and then saw this come out. He goes, I wanted to play it. He did pretty good with it, testing with the first time. I walked him through it. Definitely gonna make some small minor changes to it, but I think other than that, it can be competitive. If you're playing against a Rush Luffy deck, it's gonna be your slowest game, just because you might get punched through a little too fast, unfortunately. Well, let's get into this deck profile. Standard for a red, you gotta have those Tony choppers. It's a low end on the curve. It basically allows you to just play one and then forget the rest. Then your next one, I only played two. It's a 2 for 3. So basically, if situational, he can still block Shanks, because Shanks says 2,000 power or less. He's 3k power, so he can still block Shanks. And then this other blocker I play him just because he comes out of life for trigger, and I thought that was good. I think there might be like one other blocker that does come out of life for blue as a trigger, but her power is like 1k. So this being a 3k, I think it's good. 3 for 3, and you get a free play of a blocker if it comes out of life. So that's the only reason why I play it. Not that many blockers. I probably should make some room for more, but as of testing it, I think it's doing all right. I might up it like 2 or 4 more. Then the MVP from the film deck, or from the film movie, the red film. This is basically the ship. It's a 1 for 3, and it's good. So like, say you go turn 1, you summon this, it comes back to your turn, turn 2, you have 3 Dawn, you'll use her ability to rest 1, make this a 5, and then you'll have 2 Dawn open. Depending on what your hand's looking like, you can maybe assign it to make it a 7, and then you have a 7/1 dropper swinging in. So turn 2 7/1 dropper, I think, is pretty good. People kind of overlook it. People like it just because it's searchable with the Straw Hat and it's got a counter. But the fact that you can make it grow in this deck, I think that's why I like it so much. And to help with the extension of that, you have your Namis. So basically, tap 1, play her. She allows you to sign an arrested Dawn to a character. So like I said, you had your turn 3, right? You will tap 1, use her ability, give it here. You'd automatically make it a 4. You'll rest your other one that's open, right? You'll make this 5/6 on power, and then you have one more open to play a Tony Chopper. That's why I kind of like it. That's why I kind of see the build going. You can easily make your one drop 6k or 7 power pretty easily. And then to help your leader get stronger, because there's not too many cards right now that help your leader get bigger, we're doing this old man. So basically this old man is the one that teaches Luffy how to use hockey. So active main, you can rest this character and give up to one of your leaders or characters plus 2000 power. So all you're going to do is you're going to tap 2 Dawn, rest it. You don't have to play any more Dawn or nothing. You rest it, you make this a 7. Use her ability to boost the vanilla. You have a 7 and a 5 swinging in, or you have a 7 and another 7 swinging in. And mind you, you're applying a lot of pressure early game. So going first in this deck is good because you want your bodies to be on the board at least 1 turn so you can start swinging, because this deck does not have rush. But that being said, being able to move power around within the deck is really helpful. Then I play 1 Marco out of OPO1. It's a 3 for 5. He doesn't have a lot of synergy, but he was just a 3 for 5 that I saw was good. There's probably a better, I think, out of the structure deck for Luffy. There's a Nico Robin that's a vanilla that's also a 3 for 5 that can be searched with the Nami. I have not gotten the Namis to search through this because there's not a lot of Straw Hats. I haven't done the pure Straw Hat build to do the cycle. I know there's another way to make this optimal. I just haven't got there yet. And then also we play Jellyfish Pirate. It's just a 3 for 5. It's easy to play. It's easy to make grow, especially on your leader. It'll make it a 7. So getting in there pretty early is nice. Then for a red deck, a lot of people aren't really playing this because it's slow, but it allows you to bring any of your 3 drops back to your hand. So bringing back Tony Chopper, playing the Sunny, or just getting back your Jellyfish Pirate. Basically just helps you to keep the pressure, putting stuff on board if you don't draw into what you need. That's why I think she's really good. Downside is she doesn't have a counter. Then a vanilla, we have Luffy. Luffy, a 4 for 6 is good. You use her ability, you'll make that at 8, no problem. Then you assign Dawn to it. That's why I said it gets out of hand. The moment you start applying pressure, getting these bodies on board, it's just good from what I'm seeing and how fast you can get shit to go off. That's what I like about it. Then for our 6 drops, we play Yasop. 6 for 8 is good, and he's a vanilla. It comes out of the film structure, or the film booster packs that they gave you. They made them available for the general public, so this deck is now viable to go play at tournaments or at treasure cups. Then my next vanilla, we gotta play Ben Beckman. By the time you get to this high tier in casting, you kind of want to have your board established, have blockers, or at least have 2k counters in your hand. I probably might put more 2k counters. I don't have a lot right now because most of it's in my red Luffy deck. But that's why I said small changes will come to this to make this a little bit more viable. This is just like a fun, not a hyper competitive yet. Then we got Shanks. It's a 8 for 10. He doesn't have rush, but he is stronger than the other rush Shanks that we have. 1, he costs 1 less, and 2, he has 1,000 more power. Or no, he has the same power, my bad. They both have 10,000 power, but he's just cost 1 less. And this is your highest casting right here, 8. And I made it that way just so you can always leave 2 open. The idea of that is so you can be on the defensive because you don't have a lot of 2K counters. I play one Otama. I might play the Brook from the structure that allows you to assign 2 Rested Dawn. I think that'll be better in this build. There should be 4. And that's probably what this will get replaced with, to have a 4. And then to fix your hand, because you do play a lot of vanillas. Basically, on play, you can return 1 card to the bottom of your deck, draw a card. So say you got too many vanillas, or you want a different card because you have too many copies of the same card. You can just play him, shuffle 1 back, and then draw another one to try and fix your hand. I think it's good. I play it maybe once a game. I mainly use it for a 2K counter aspect. And then this card is pretty good. Bebo. So add 1 Dawn when attacking, KO one of your opponent's creatures with 3,000 or less power. It basically does the same thing as Nico Robin. It's the same cost. Downfall, it's got less power. So the power on this is 2, Nico Robin is 4. So that's the only downside of it. That's why I'm mainly using it as a 2K counter, because you would have to assign too much to it. Not unless you had the right board, like you played a Brook to give it Dawn, or you used your Nami to give it Dawn, or you used the Old Man to give it Dawn, just to give it power, make it stronger. But I think it requires too much to give it an ability to swing, so it's just a 2K counter. Then we play 4 Red Hawks. The reason why I play 4 is, like I said, our highest curve is an 8, so even if we tap out, right, we still have Red Hawk always alive. I think Radical Beam would be really good in here, because I know for sure when they start swinging into life, I'm just taking it. So I think Radical Beam would be good, because if you have 2 or less power, the 2K that you would normally give it becomes 4K, determining on your life. So this, and I think maybe 2 Radical Beams and maybe like 4 more blockers in here would be enough defense to keep you alive. There's nothing that can stop, or nothing allows you to push through rushers. There's nothing substantial. The whole idea is to swing big and early. Swing turn 2, swing 2 5s, or swing a 6 and a 5 turn 2. Then turn 3, you want to swing with like a 7 and an 8, or a 7 and a 6. So you're basically trying to apply as much pressure with bigger swings versus trying to get in there fast. And for a low costing curve, I think it's possible, and I do think it's doable. This is the deck profile that I came up with. This is just for fun. There is a way to make this competitive. I just haven't picked up those cards because this is just for fun. But Mike seemed to like it. Once I do make it hyper competitive, I really can't wait to see how gameplay is. It might be like 4 or 5 cards that need to be adjusted within the deck. But other than that, this is pretty much close to being on par to how I want the deck to play. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see some gameplay with this, let us know. I have not taken this to locals yet. I have not seen what it does out there in the real world. We've done some small testing. But, you know, everything is situational. So that's why the game's really good, because it'll go back and forth, and if your opponent messes up, you can capitalize.